What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Talk That Talk podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
It's your boy, man. Last night, man, had a good night with the wife.
Yeah.
And then you get the phone call because the kid's home alone. That phone call never, you know that phone call never good.
Yeah.
It's never a good phone call.
Right.
Kids call me like, Dad, Mom, the toilet messed up. What? What you mean? Like, nah. So, man, listen. Mind you, man, we come home. We had a good night.
Yeah.
Because on camera, my daughter in there trying to I'm talking about it like really just flooded. She in there trying to get it to unflood, and it was just bad. So I get home. I think she used every towel in this house could provide to try to soak up that water. I think every towel, because when you walk, it was like a mountain of towels. I'm like, why is there so many towels? And why every towel is still drenched?
Yeah.
So like a dad, man, I had to, go fix it. The wife like, you don't want to just do this in the morning? I said, hell no, I'm going to wait. We're going to get this over with tonight. Yeah, so I fixed the toilet stuff, got every towel, threw all the towels in the washing machine, had some other towels, got some of the water up, got the mop. The mop soaked up most of the water so we can have a functional bathroom. So, my night was great. And then I had to come home at 1:00 in the morning and be a whole dad.
Man, the curious question is, who stopped up the toilet, bro? Like,
everybody don't. I think it was a toilet paper thing because it wasn't nothing, floating or nothing. And, when they first called, but it was just because this has happened before, but mainly on accident,
right?
Like trying to fix it, and then I tried to fix it, and I ended up making it worse by not being patient with the process.
Yeah,
and so it happened to me. So when it happened, I'm like, dang, and kids couldn't figure it out. So yeah.
It's all good, man. It could have been worse.
It could have, a lot worse.
Definitely, man. But what a week. That's all I can say. What a week. First and foremost, glory to God. Craziness happened last night that we ain't even going to touch light on. I'm just grateful to still be here, man. But just know people are nonsense. They just crazy out here. But we got to talk about the blockbuster trade. We're going to tap into some of the other trades that happened and also trades that didn't happen. But we got to talk about this James Harden to the Philadelphia 76ers for Ben Simmons, bruh. How do you feel about that? Because this is the second team in less than a year that James Harden has left. You get what I'm saying? And so let's talk about it. Who's the biggest winners, number one? And number two,
talk to me.
What does this does for James Harden legacy, man? Because it's a pattern coming on, bro. It's a pattern, and I ain't coming at the man character. I'm just saying this don't look good for him.
I feel like there's no winner. I feel like both teams won. I don't think there was a real winner. Overall, I think the Nets got better. I mean, I wouldn't say better, but I think the Nets 5 is better than the Sixers 5 just because of how things shake out. And I mean, Embiid would have to be Shaq-like, which I think he's capable of, but we also have seen Embiid in the playoffs not tap into that for a full series. That's, because when we see it, we see who gonna stop the man? Right. But then he'd go into, bro, what is this? So that's why, because you know what you're going to get from KD. If Kyrie decides to pull a miracle and in his frustration and get vaxxed, then you know what you're going to get from Kyrie. And then Ben Simmons becomes the wild card. But I think for them, Ben Simmons becomes, I think my boy Jay mentioned it. I think you said it. Ben Simmons really becomes their Draymond Green, at least for this stretch. And then next year they can really define the role and get it rocking. So that's what I think. I just think that the Nets roster, with the addition of Ben Simmons, with the addition of Seth, they have they have a better chance against the Sixers. But the
Mm-hmm.
Sixers aren't too bad. I mean, you got Maxey, JH, Tobias, Embiid. Who else is going to be that other person? Oh, and Thibault. That's a pretty good five.
That is pretty good.
That's a pretty good five. That's not a five to slide at and scuff at. My thing is watching the dynamics, right? Watching this dynamic between James and Embiid. You know, Embiid is a real post guy for the most part,
right?
But James is ISO guy, and so is James gonna be willing to come down and throw it into the post and because to me he struggles at catching and shooting. Right. He struggles at that. That's not his thing. He's a rhythm guy to where he boom, boom, boom. And you know we're playing in B, which you're gonna be doing a lot of. Right. More catching and shooting. So I'm interested to see how this dynamic work out. But I think both teams won in the trade. Two unhappy players. And to answer your legacy question, it gets tricky, bro. Yeah. Because it was just scary hours last year. It was scary hours. Right. And them scary hours turned into 16 games. And that's nobody's. And I mean, it's really nobody's fault. Like, it's circumstantial. Right. But at James being 32, him out of that big three not having a ring, he's like, where's it gonna come from right now? KD hurt, Kyrie halftime. Yeah. I'm here full time trying to drag along a bunch of people we can't even name off the rip. Right. You feel me? It's not looking good. So, you know, it is what it is. He got to go try to win, but I honestly believe it's not about to happen. I still don't think Philly's better than the Bucks, and I don't think that the lineup in the 7-game series is better than the Nets. And so then when you go to the West, I don't see them beating the Warriors or even the Suns currently right now. So
yeah. You know, here's a few things to highlight. Number one, I think that both people were unhappy. And they left. We know why Ben Simmons was unhappy for the most part. He just didn't want to be there no more. But for me, what struck me, and I said this prior when it all happened and he went there, I said, somebody's not going to be happy. I always said that. I said, look, it sounds good on paper, but somebody's not going to be happy, Brody. And it started to play out that James was the one who wasn't happy. You get what I'm saying? And then you saw it. It was a highlight play against Detroit. When James he lost the ball and he walked, he tried it. And the dude from Detroit picked the ball up and dunked the basketball. I said, what the hell am I watching right now? Because that is.
I thought you was going to point to the Kings game where he had 2 points and went 1 for 7.
You know, multiple games, right? And I'm like, what's going on, bro? And in my head, I think James just said, you know what, I'm done. You know, KD's hurt. Kyrie's halftiming. So what am I doing here? You know what I mean? What am I doing here? And I don't like the pressure.
I decided because it becomes the Rockets pressure all over again.
Right. It's the Rockets pressure all over again that he wasn't rocking with. You feel me? And then I think going to Philly, they're going to run a lot more pick and roll. You see what he loves to do with the pick and roll with Capella, right? I just don't know if he's going to stay in Philly either. To be honest, I don't know if James going to stay in Philly because when it gets tough, he leaves. And that's what we're seeing right now. When it gets rough, when the pressure gets on James Harden, he leaves. And I hate to say that because I want him to succeed. But in all honesty, he leaves, bro. And I'm looking to see how this is going to play out. I think this is going to make the East very, very interesting. I think it's going to make it good to watch TV. And we already see it now with Kevin Durant not picking James Harden in the All-Star game. So I'm looking at I hope they play in the playoffs.
I love the next level petty.
Right.
Man, I love it. Petty for the league is always I petty in sports is my thing. Mm-hmm. I love it. As long as we don't get disrespectful and you feel me, I love petty in sports because it's like it's there. Just like Embiid's picture that he posted. Like that was next level trolling. You feel me? Like Embiid is a true troll, a young troll king. Right. You feel me? Because he knows how to troll very well. So this next level of pettiness, March 10th, right? Sixers and Nets line it up.
I can't wait to watch it.
Man,
But I got to talk about this, man.
Mm.
There was a lot of people that made moves.
Yeah.
But there was one team that everybody said should have made a move.
Yeah.
And they didn't make a move.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What is your thoughts on the Lakers not making any kind of changes and saying we're going to go with what we got and we're going to rock with it? Because I think it does two things. It should build confidence in your players to say, look, we going to rock this to the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? But then it can also set you up to be like, damn, y'all some idiots for not trading nobody, not making not one move. Y'all crazy. Maybe it's like you're in a toxic relationship. Everybody know you in a toxic relationship, except for you, I guess. And you don't want to accept that your relationship is toxic. And you got LeBron saying, I don't think we're ever going to. I've never heard LeBron talk like this. And I think LeBron, because LeBron has a moment in him where he still plays the game, but he be like, God damn it, bro. This is annoying.
Yeah, but he should be annoyed with himself. That becomes my thing about LeBron.
Right.
I feel like the accountability in this, because it's different when, for example, you're Luka and you get drafted and KP is there and then it just don't work out and you really had no say in that. It was like, I got drafted, KP got traded over here, the season before, we gonna make this work. Right? Versus Luka being Luka and then going to go ask for KP and KP come over and don't work out. But then you want to be like, man, I'm so frustrated. But it's like, bro, and we know this. And LeBron, you single-handedly structured this roster.
Yeah.
Relatively. You feel me? All the other little small pieces probably not. But from my understanding, you wanted Malik Monk, who's there.
Facts.
From my understanding, you called Carmelo, who's there. Yep. And from my understanding, you, AD, and Russ sat down, had a Taco Tuesday, and said, hey, this could work, right? So you can't be mad at nobody but yourself. Because if you talk about the toxic relationship, it's like you created all the toxicity. You feel me? I look at it like no, not you created it all, but you were part of the toxic problem. Like, for example, in a toxic relationship, if you out cheating and you get caught, how you gonna be mad at your girl for being mad at you for cheating? But then she go out and she ain't necessarily cheating, but she out staying out late. So that's like the Rob Pelinka part. Right. You started cheating. Now, now she's staying out late. Now y'all both mad at each other. Like, nah, bruh. No, if you wouldn't have been cheating, she probably would have been staying out late. Relationship will probably go as toxic. And when I look at the Lakers, it's like that. Like, LeBron, you wanted too much to try to win fast because your career was aging, instead of thinking like, how can we do this in a more long-term thing and get, you still probably got Melo. You probably still was going to get Monk, but you probably should have tried to make sure you get back some younger assets. So if things start going awry, you could be like, oh, okay, we can still dish off some of these other assets to kind of make the team whole. Kind of what they did in Cleveland when they overhauled that whole roster to get to the finals in 2016. That was 2016, yeah, I think. So,
here's the thing. All right, look. I want to be honest. Look, LeBron has some accountability in this, but it comes a part of time where when you're talking to a female and she's bigging up all these things about her, like, I do this, I would never do that, you're going to be like, all right, I'm going to give you a shot. You know what I'm saying? I know you from somebody else. You cool. You know what I'm saying? You always seem down to earth from when I seen you. But then when we date, don't work out how we plan to. And now you're in the pickle. You're like, damn, I don't want to break up, but I know we should break up. But I'm like, damn, I don't want to be the one to break up. And I think this is what LeBron is at. I think he wanted to work out with Russ, and he still do deep down inside. But I think it just gets to the point where you got Russ over here like doing what he want to do. Now, it's one thing to like, it's not working, but it's another thing to be the cause of why it's not working. LeBron and everybody is bigging up Russ. Like, Russ going to be all right. He going to get it together. He going to figure it out. Trust in the process. He got it, bro. We just need Russ to be Russ. That's all they've been saying. But Russ ain't even being Russ right now. We know Russ always been a high turnover guy, but what he gave you on that floor with the assists, the rebounds, you're not seeing none of that. You're not seeing the Russ that you're accustomed to seeing. And maybe it's because it's just not working in him. But I told you, I think for Russ, it's a confident thing. When a man don't even want to shoot a basketball and you are an NBA pro, that shows me you're not mentally checked in that game. When you're sitting on the bench, and I get it, this has a lot to do with Vogel creating that and Russ as well, too. And I think LeBron is like frustrated, like, damn, I want Russ to work out. But when a dude ain't even, and when he look at me off, like when you look at me off, I'm supposed to be the leader of the team. You're supposed to be helping me. When I'm asking for the ball and you look at me off and you shoot some stuff that's out of this world, you like, oh, you just disrespecting me now. You just don't give a damn. You're just going to do what you want to do. You're not trying to be good for the greater good of the team. You're just out here doing you. That's why I think LeBron is more frustrated, because I think LeBron is probably one of the biggest team players in the league, and I think he tries to make it work with his teammates, and I think he gives them the benefit of the doubt because he constantly puts them in situations. And I know everybody say, no, that's LeBron, like deviating, and you could have a valid point. Maybe you don't want to deal with the pressure, but I think it can do the opposite. If I'm giving you the rock in pivotal moments of the game, I'm creating confidence in you. Now, when I want the rock and you're not giving me the rock, then I'm going to get pissed off because I'm LeBron damn James. This is my league still in my head. You get what I'm saying? Regardless if I'm 37 years old, this is my team. So when I want the rock, because you've seen it in Portland, the Portland game, when they couldn't get him the ball, when he was like, give me the damn ball. And he got frustrated and flustered. And I hate when he quit on some plays too, because he was some of the reasons why they lost that game to Portland. And we'll get into that.
And Russ didn't play. I just want to make sure the world knows.
Russ did not play. You get what I'm saying? But I think right now, the Lakers are at the realization, all right, this is our team. How are we going to make it work if we're going to make it work?
Because but this is where I feel like the Frank Vogel detriment kicks in. Like, you watch all these NBA pundits. Oh, Frank Vogel, that's not his fault. It is. Y'all, it's like, how are y'all, these Hall of Famers and these people watching basketball and not seeing what I'm seeing? And I'm watching other teams with coaches create environments that make you want to be out there and play. I'm watching the Phoenix Suns with their two best players create situations and the offense is flowing and moving, and it's five guys touching the basketball, and you feel me, to where you getting open jump shots or open layups and open dunks. When I'm watching the Lakers, it's the same style of basketball that has been since he's been there. Same style of basketball.
Right.
You can't. That year when they won, that style of basketball fit.
Right.
Now it's like, as a coach, you have to evolve. You have to change it up. You have to see, like, okay, I added Russ. How can we get this into an offensive package? Okay. AD is, how can we get this into an offense? You not creating no offense. You not even, because you have said it from day one. Russ is a pick and roll guy. When he ate in OKC, it was him and Steven Adams with the pick and roll, and then he was finding guys on his way to the basket.
Yeah.
They giving the ball to Russ, and they said Russ go play one-on-one. No. You feel me? It ain't a whole bunch of pimp pick and roll. And see, the worst part about the Lakers pick and roll is the Lakers pick and roll is not picking and rolling to attack, to do stuff. The Lakers pick and roll is just to create a damn switch.
Yeah.
Let's get this switch, and then whoever get the mismatch, give it to you, and you figure it out.
Right.
That's not winning basketball, Bake. Like, it's not. And so it's like, his calling card was defense. So what happened to me is Laker fans and all these other people got caught up in how well the Lakers was playing defense and never paid attention to the offense, because the defense was creating stuff that the offense didn't have to do. Mm-hmm. But when your defense is lacking or not where it was supposed to be, you see these offensive deficiencies. The Lakers are ranked 17th in defense. Mm-hmm. They're ranked 23rd in offense. Mm-hmm. It ain't like, they got a high-powered offense and then they offense is worse than their defense.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so it's like, that's where my issue comes in. That's where, as a fan, it's like I can understand LeBron's thing and it's supposed to make it work, and this is what he put together. But Vogel, you got that same phone call and was told this was so. Once you get the phone call, because you probably ain't had no say in the situation,
right?
Now you need to be sitting there like, okay, how am I? Okay, and I don't think he's doing that. He has this arrogant confidence about him that he's some kind of Hall of Fame guy, bro. No, you walked into a good situation.
Yeah. I think before we highlight some of the other trades, I think it's the stigma, and I it may be some truth to this or not, but I get tired of them always throwing a name under the bus and it being LeBron James, because even when they was trying to blame LeBron James, people were saying the people in the league are like this because LeBron James. Like, no. You are your own man at the end of the day. Now, when it comes to the coaching aspect, they say you can't coach LeBron James. I don't think that's all the way true.
I felt like to be false.
I don't think that's all the way true, because I truly feel like, if you're going to coach, just coach. You know what I mean? Just if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. Now, you're going to have superstars, because there's always going to be superstars that like certain coaches more than others. We've seen it. Michael, Kobe, doesn't matter. Kevin Durant, like they all like coaches other than, like, some coaches better than others. It's just what it is. That's just
life. We like some of our better bosses than others. You feel me? Especially in like a situation, we got like 3 supervisors. You're like, well, this supervisor is so much better than this one. Like, damn.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But here's my thing, is that the adjustments that Vogel make sometimes don't make sense. And what they have is an older team, and they play to the strength of everybody else's team. And it cracks me up. And it's like, bro, you're not optimizing what you have. It's always like, who gonna get it done tonight? It's never like you're trying to create a system. And that's the issue that I have with the Lakers. You're not creating a system. All these other guys, even if they want to say LeBron is the system or whatever the case may be, well, optimize it when LeBron's not on the floor. Because that's when you can show your coaching skills. All right, LeBron out on the floor, this is the lineup we're going to run. This is what we're going to run. These are the sets that we're going to run. When Brian get on the floor, then we're going to give some leeway to him, because he have IQ. He's a great basketball wizard. He knows what he's doing out there. We've heard it so many times. He can call out what the play's about to be, how the defense going to guard. I just want LeBron to get into plays a little bit quicker, because sometimes that holding the ball, jab step for 30 seconds, bro. Brian, you need to figure it out. I know you probably coasting and trying to get your breath, but you got to get into something. You get what I'm saying? Get into something. But I think Vogel has to do a better job at creating a system in LA, and he ain't doing that. And I think if he don't figure it out, this is going to be his last year in LA, and that's just the bottom line.
It like I said, it needs to be. And then the other thing before we switch it up is the Lakers got to tell Russ, hey, look here, champ, you don't need to opt in, okay? Because if you opt in, we're going to send you to somewhere that you're not going to be happy. I'm just letting you know now.
Yeah.
I feel like, because you can't be the guy, you can't be the highest paid player on the team and play like the worst player on the team.
Right.
That doesn't make sense fundamentally, bro. And I feel like it's a selfish act for you to think that you should be getting paid $47 million for what you did in the past. Like his comments, and again, I'm a big Russ supporter, but his comments when they lost to the Bucks, talking about he was trying to uplift LeBron and them and say he wished he could have been on the court to help them out. Negro, you had 48 minutes to help them out before the fourth quarter. You had that time to help them out, and you didn't do nothing. You act like you didn't play at all, like you was hurt. Like if he was hurt and went over there and said, like, for real, if he was hurt that game and went over there and was like, damn, man, I wish I could have been there to help y'all, you know, keep your head up. You rock with it because he in street clothes, because he legitimately couldn't help.
Yeah.
But he was on the court.
And he did.
Okay?
Yeah.
And didn't help. You was on the court for 36 minutes prior. You had 36 minutes prior to that fourth quarter to help out the damn team. And you was just as part of the problem and never a solution in that situation. So I don't want to hear about your back tightness because you sitting down for long stretches. You wouldn't have to sit down if you was playing to what you supposed to be playing at. The sad part is he's shooting his career field goal percentage. He's shooting his career 3-point percentage, and he's shooting his career free throw percentage. So we're technically getting exactly what we want, but it's just ugly. It's just not right. And again, but I blame more of a Vogel. You know, if I'm doing a pie chart, Vogel got a piece of this pie, Pelinka got a piece of this, Bron, Russ, and then I just want to slap AD because how you go a whole fourth quarter as the second best player on the team, second best player on the court, and you don't even attempt a goddamn shot in the fourth quarter. How are you sitting there just accepting the fact that the game is going up and down and you just out there running?
Yeah, we're not even gonna get into AD because you know you're gonna score 80% on AD. We'll get into that on another day. But specifically,
took that man to the shed.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about the Portland game because that was even more disrespectful than what happened in the Bucks game.
I think I know why, and we'll tap into that another day. It had to do with LeBron a little bit too. But I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna move on. You said this, and maybe this come true. Russ always plays better in the second half with the team. All right,
he does
first, and he figure it out. So maybe he figure it out. We're gonna figure it out, but if not, something's gonna get figured out by the end of this season. Trust and believe that. Now, man, what were some other standout trades, man? Some other standout trades that stood out to you that you was like, bro, that's actually a cold move, man.
I like the Sabonis trade because I mean, I guess the Kings is right there on the fringe. It gives Davion Mitchell a chance to step up with them getting rid of Halliburton. You know, now they're a little bit. They got this Halliburton and Brogdon thing with Miles Turner and Chris Duarte out there with the Pacers. So I think that kind of works out for both teams.
Right.
I honestly believe, you know, so that's to me, that's my most intriguing trade is that one. The most shocking is Porzingis being shipped to Washington.
Yeah, that was shocking.
That came out of left field because, you know, a lot of times, you know, it'd be rumors and reports but it really was quiet on the Dallas front.
It was low key.
Yeah. And so then it's like, boom, Dinwiddie for Porzingis. Whoa. I thought Dinwiddie was a good fit at Washington. Like, you feel me? Because Washington started off hot and then Bill gets hurt and then it just started to tank. But so yeah, that Porzingis trade to me was the most shocking. But you see Luka responded and put up 51 because he felt like he was free. Like I ain't got the unicorn,
but I think it
galloping all in my scene.
To be honest with you, I think it worked out because I think Dallas needed another score. Porzingis wasn't consistent score, and they got some bigs that they can, you know, swap
figure it out with. Yeah,
but I think they needed a consistent score and a go-to score, and they got that in Dinwiddie. And I think, you know, the Warriors they got a big man another big man that can stretch the floor. And I think both parties are happy now. It just was a shocker to me. But I think that the Indiana Pacers sort of rebuild and they have a new brand now. They got rid of LeVert and they got a new star in the making. I think Halliburton's going to be great in Indiana. I think that's going to be his home and he can help change that franchise. Even though they got rid of Sabonis, I think Miles Turner is going to help once he get healthy. With Brogdon get healthy. And once they all get healthy, they're going to be back in the contentions of competing. I still don't think they're going to be winning. And I think the Cavaliers, they got what they needed as well, too. So it's going to be interesting, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Cavaliers have finally did a full recovery of LeBron. They have finally recovered from LeBron. It took a little time, but with Darius Garland, you know, doing what he needs to do. But the crazy thing is you said this 2 years ago, and you said they was going to have to make a decision because you really didn't like the Colin Sexton Garland combo. And you didn't say it because they bad players. You just like, they need a guy that's going to really be the point guard, and then there's the other guy going to really accept being the number two to that or the backup to that, and what was he going to be capable of? And you see that the Cavaliers took off for the most part when Sexton got hurt. So to me, this offseason, there's no reason to bring Sexton back when you went and got LeVert. You feel me? So I feel like this offseason, Sexton going to be the one on the move. And, you know, he'll get his fresh start to go be somebody else's point guard in another youthful movement. But like I said, I like what the Cavs got, man, and the way they play and the way they look. They're not a championship team, but they putting together a good young nucleus, man, that I feel like is going to be a problem as the Cavaliers to me have the chance to be what the Grizzlies are turning into right now. Oh, I lost you back.
Yeah. No, we get back. That is 100%, man. I'm looking forward to basketball now, and we already know after All-Star break, that's when things get crazy. But let's talk about that big elephant in the room before we get up out of here, man. The Super Bowl is tomorrow, okay? Super Bowl Sunday. You got the Rams and you got the Bengals. We'll tap into it more in depth next week. But who do you got winning this game?
All right. I think if the camera can get it, it's probably a little too bright. Let me see sub. Oh, bro. We out here. We out here.
I see the black and orange.
You feel me? Hey, man. I rock with my guy Joe Burrow. You feel me? I like Joe Cool. And I need to put this out there because people need to understand how I do my Super Bowl predictions. You know, like the Raiders ain't been in Super Bowl since 2003. Okay, it's been a long time since I've seen my team playing Super Bowl. So because of this, I have to figure out ways to watch the Super Bowl and ways to be intrigued into the Super Bowl and who I'm going to root for. So since 2003, I developed the DJ Super Bowl system. And it consists of who has the least amount of fans that I care to see to be happy. So when you don't have a lot of fans or people that I know that are fans, it's okay. Like, for example, when Bake Team went to Super Bowl, I was cheering for the Falcons because I only really know 2 Falcon fans. Yeah. So 2 Falcon fans is cool to me. Yeah, that's cool. You know, I'm going to let Bake could have had his time and my boy Pete could have had his time. Those are only really 2 Falcon fans I know. Right. So in this situation, half of LA, okay, that's not going to half. A quarter of LA is Rams fans. A quarter of it. Right. And I know people who was not Rams fans who all of a sudden Rams fans ain't got no Rams history. Now they Rams fans. So I'm going to cheer for the team that probably only know 1 Bengals fan. I think I know a Bengals fan. I don't even know for sure if I know one. And you know, so that's just how I rock. And then plus, man, I coach for the Bengals. That's how I'm able to have this nice, cool visor. And it's a good story. The underdog. So I got the Bengals winning in a close one. Close one.
Okay. I'm going to go
31-27 Joe Burrow game winning tut.
31-27. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Rams got to get redemption. And I think the Rams win 27-24 with a Super Bowl field goal to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to be a great team in the future, but I think that defensive line is about to turn into another level for the Super Bowl because they've been there before. They didn't get it done the first time. And I think this time around, it's bittersweet, and they got that bitter taste in their mouth. And when Donald did this, he's coming for blood. And if that man do what they did to Jimmy G and they do that to Burrow, because you saw what happened. You know, Tennessee should have won, but, you know, that's a different story. We'll talk about that next week. But you know what happens when Burrow has defensive pressure, and they don't have a good offensive line. And now they're about to try to block 2 of the greatest pass rushers in this game. So we're going to find out, but I got 27-24 Rams. Y'all let us know in the comments below where y'all see this going, man. Let us know about these trades and things like that, man. But other than that, you got anything to say before we get up out of here, man?
Hey, man, no, it's a good time of the year, man. Yeah. You feel me? Football's about to end, which is always sad for me. You feel me? But, you know, we go tap into football, man. We got coaching changes. We got things going on. And you know that, you know, your boys is going to be here live and direct. You know, only thing I can say is Talk Nation. We probably got something cooking up for y'all.
Yeah.
Something special if everything goes is the way we envision it. So don't worry. Talk is we got something for y'all coming up.
Major keys, man. But y'all stay safe. Some mandates about to be lifted, and I hope we don't go back. All right. I'm just gonna say that. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to talk that talk. We see you next time. Peace.